the doctor in front of your name.
Do y'all have questions in your mind that you want to ask her? Okay, so start getting your questions in your mind. I gave somebody my phone, so I need to know what time it is. Somebody shout out the time. 6:30. Okay, perfect. Okay, so in a couple minutes, we're going to start getting into Q&A, but we got a few more questions about Master of Me. All right, so thinking about the way in which you're writing, and you talked about you are not on anyone else's timeline but your own.
Yeah.
And that's a big one for us because I feel like for our generation, we have the boxes we want to check at certain ages. Like by this age, I want to do this. By this age, I want to do that. Why is that important for you to like tell everybody else like, nah, we got to free ourselves from this timeline?
Because I think it's another thing that like doesn't make you feel free enough to even enjoy the path and the journey that you're on to do and be whatever you're supposed to be. Like purpose, that word, it can be so awesome, but also it can feel like something you're trying to catch or something that you have to fulfill. I mean, in my mind, purpose can be over the course of a time, or it could be like in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like with the work that I did in Keelan and Me, if I never did another movie again, the impact of that movie has meant so much to me. You know what I mean? So we overbear ourselves with sometimes this idea of purpose, and it can make us feel like we're running out of time, but you know, for me, I think faith, which I speak about a lot in the book, is what helps me to know that, you know what, I don't have to try to, it's going to, whatever that's going to happen for me, it's going to happen for me. Let me try to have fun. That makes it actually easier to come to me. And then there was something else that I wanted to say about this. Repeat the original question. It will remind me.
So the timeline. So being on other people's timeline. Just being on your own.
The other thing is, you're never out of time, and I always use Morgan Freeman as an example because I always knew him he was old. My mama told me he was young acting. I'm like, really? She said, girl, he was acting for years, but I didn't meet him till he was in his 50s. You know what I mean? But he was acting all those years. What if Morgan was at 30 like, nah, it ain't happening quick enough? We would never got Lean on Me, Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans, wrong actor. You know what I'm talking about. Tried to get me messed up. I know y'all was like, remember the time? All Morgan's movies down. But, you know, my point is that a lot of times when you meet somebody where they're at, if they had stopped because that wasn't the age or it was supposed to happen sooner, it would have never happened. So, we can't do this whole age thing and this is the timeline. And I get it as a woman, you're thinking about kids and that also can play a part sometimes. My family, do I get married? I always say follow your heart. Follow what's true to you. And everything will work out. That, following that gut, you can never go wrong.
Yes, that's so good.
The doctor in front of your name.